Hello
Okay.
everybody, we are back with round number 8. I am Philip Schultz and I am joined by Freya Pierce.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, for this round we have one hero who stays up all night to play his tournament. Jordan Palmer, legendary player from Australia, one of the most consistent Australian players out there who had success at all kinds of internationals and at world championships. He won, in the first Cash Era season, I think he won 3 regionals in a row, or like he won 2 and one was finals only. Only. So yeah, definitely a great player. Also before that, countless accomplishments, and yeah, he's playing in this even though the time zones are pretty rough for players from Australia. But he committed to it, staying up all night, and we will have him on stream in this round.
Yeah, he's had a few absolutely monster runs, and there's one of the reasons why I thought it's more than justified in being featured here. And I believe he is decided to go with Malamar for this tournament.
Everyone's favorite deck. Yeah. It's not going too great for him. His current score is 4-3. However, we are playing 20 Swiss rounds, so still everything is in the realm of possibility for him. And yeah, we decided to go with his game because he didn't have a chance to show him before, and his flight is also relatively fast. So after this game, we can probably switch to another flight, which is taking a bit longer.
Right.
So yeah,
There you go. There's the plan.
hopefully we will be bringing you two great games this round.
Yes,
And
fingers crossed.
yep. And it's already looking okay for Jordan. He has 2 quick ball in his opening hand, which is really what you want to see for those Malama decks. He also has the Jirachi opening, which is basically perfect. And it looks like he will be facing a Lapras deck.
Oh, another one. We did see that in round one being piloted by Gabriel Semedo, who's still in contention, but perhaps isn't. Let's say it isn't doing the absolute best right now.
Yep, I also saw on Twitter that Ilya, a player from Russia, also relatively well known in Europe, has been is playing the Lapras deck as well and was like 5-1 in the last round, beating Yoshiyuki Yamaguchi, one of our featured players as well. So yeah, Lapras seems to be bigger than originally expected.
Well, I mean, it's got a lot of HP and it hits pretty hard.
Yeah, certainly. Seems to be one of the decks that's finding its way into the meta game um, after having a rough start. So Jordan searching out a Giratina and then discarding it with his second quick ball. Now deciding what to pick. Oh, looks like he's going for another Giratina because he just doesn't have anything in his hand he wants to discard. But he still wants to thin his deck a little bit, get the Giratinas in the discard pile. And he wants to use his Mysterious Treasure, finding him another NK. Finding him his first NK,
Yeah.
not another one.
Yeah, I guess his issue there was that the other things that he could have discarded he didn't want to. So although normally it'd be better to try and get two in case down, he thought in that situation it'd be better to get get the Giratina in the discard pile instead and just go for one NK. And looks like another Mysterious Treasure means that he will be able to get down the second NK after all.
Yep. Or he could go for something like a Mimikyu and maybe just draw 2 cards. Because there's really nothing on his board that he would like to send up, and he would run into an awkward situation if his opponent were to get a knockout this turn.
Yeah, so he does have to discard the Giratina and Garchomp GX for now. Probably
Yep.
thinking I might want to tackle that later, but not at this exact moment in time. So I'll just hold off for the time being. There is the Distortion Door as well, so able to
Oh
put
yeah.
10 damage on the Snom. And oh, whoa! Actually, I just realised with the Side Power, you can actually get the KO on the Snom.
Yeah, actually true. So
So that's why he was going for the double Giratina.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Gnome only having 50 HP. Jordan's now able to take the knockout with the Mew. And yeah, this was of course a really good play. It buys him one guaranteed turn, it takes out the Snom, and then next turn he will be able to soften up something again with the Mew. And and most importantly, has more time to stabilize his board, which is basically everything this Manama deck needs.
Yeah, absolutely. So meanwhile, looks like the opponent
Oh,
ace 8 suited. It's a bit of a tongue
this
twister.
this is really
Um,
interesting.
yes.
Looks like
Goes for the Roxy. So
yeah.
just drawn. drawn 3 cards, and yeah, actually just to go for the air balloon and going into Jirachi.
Yeah, and he also seems to be playing Alolan Sandslash to have maybe some extra draw. So very interesting approach to Lapras deck. I would assume that
Yeah,
it's a sort of toolbox where you use Frostmoth as energy acceleration and then use different kinds of maybe non-GX attackers to have options for different situations, and then Roxy can be a great draw card if you play a lot of Pokemon. Another interesting thing, the Misty Lorelei going to the discard pile here. And
so all sorts of interesting cards coming out here. Misty Lorelei, the Alolan Sandslash. This is I don't think I've ever. This is a Lapras deck, but not as we know it, folks.
yeah, it's a Frostmoth deck. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Usually we're seeing these very straightforward Lapras decks with like this Frostmoth deck, which are very Lapras focused, going for like the aggressive Lapras, and this seems to be something entirely different. Even the wheezing, wow, this is wild.
Yes, this is wild. My goodness, I don't even know what's what anymore.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening right now. The only thing I know is that Jordan looks to be winning because he took the first prize. He already has Malamar. There's no threat coming up from his opponent. So, and basically this
Yeah.
Malamar deck, it's built to beat every other one prizer deck because you are just so efficient with those Malamars and those Giratinas, always getting your attacker back and then doing plenty of extra damage with those spell attacks and with the distortion door of of Giratina. So yeah, that's that's just very efficient against one price decks, and against those big tag team decks, it's basically if you can manage to set up in time and your opponent doesn't manage to run through your deck, then you are in a good position because you
Yeah.
are just so good in the price trade. You only give up one price and you two-shot everything. Occasionally the spell attacks will add up and you will take one shot. And yeah, it's just really strong. So Jordan, just by being not behind in prices, is already in a great position here.
Yeah. Now, something interesting there. Jordan decided specifically not to use the Psychic Recharge that turn. I wonder why that is.
Huh. Yeah, that's
So
interesting for sure.
yeah, he had one. He definitely had one Psychic in discard. I would have thought, oh, maybe you just attach to the Giratina that you put the energy on just to make sure that you can attack easily next turn. I wonder if maybe he just forgot.
Yeah, that's quite possible, certainly. Um, Otherwise, maybe. I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference if he has a hand attachment next turn and he can use Psychic Recharge and attack. But yeah, in those situations where you only have one Malama on board, you usually definitely don't want to fall behind in prizes. You don't want to fall behind in attachments.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, that was probably a mistake if we are not missing anything. But yeah, definitely not a big one, as not much is happening here. And it looks like his opponent is now going for a spread approach with his Roxy. So this could be interesting. He might be able to take knockouts on something
Yeah,
like
could be
Mew, Malamar, Jirachi, I don't know.
very, very interesting. So this is the plot twists just keep coming, but just another Intrepid Sword. It looks like.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a Frostmoth deck from the beginning. And maybe it's just like Sandslash and Zacian as draw engine, and then
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on anymore. To be.
I mean, it looks like his opponent is focusing on Roxy and building a big hand. So I don't know. I've been playing Cinccino Wheezing with Roxy a lot, and a lot of these cards seem similar, like Zacian, Jirachi, draw engine, then Roxy and Paul Pet, stuff like that.
Could this be some kind of like really weird unknown hand kind of deck?
Oof. I don't know. He has used a lot of cards already, so
Yeah, he has.
yeah, I don't know if Unknown Hand is like playable in standard, especially considering that there's stuff like Nightwatch, Malamar, Nightwatch running around.
Gosh, yeah, that's true.
And yeah, Jordan now switching his Mew out of the active, seeing that he probably wants to go for something more aggressive. Seeing that his opponent's kind of trying to spread and not going for anything aggressive, so yeah, Jordan opting to go for Latios here. That's very interesting for sure. I don't know, maybe he does know more than we. And he does know the right solution here.
Yeah. Maybe he does. There's gonna be some surprise tag team out of nowhere. We're gonna be like, oh my god, he's such a genius.
Yeah, or maybe he just wants like the bulkiest attacker he can get. But yeah, he's attaching to this Latios, going for
Oh,
clear.
maybe. Yeah, maybe he
Oh,
thinks that there's some GX attack that he's worried about.
yeah, maybe it's like way. Oh, I guess he's scared of Wailord Magikarp tag team, right? Because his opponent has a lot of cards in his hand. He has a Ditto Prism Star. He knows that the opponent is playing Frostmoth.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I hadn't even
Yeah,
thought about that.
that really might be the reason, because the opponent has so many cards in his hand, has water and acceleration, and is kind of trying to spread. So
And Jordan having to read the Alolan Sand/GX.
yeah, it's okay, interesting.
Yeah, and of course the GX does 100 to everything. That's why. So obviously, if the GX does 100 to everything, then yeah, that's pretty scary for Jordan right now. So, although, I mean, actually no, would it be scary because Jordan has the Mew
Oh,
down,
yeah.
so surely it wouldn't matter, right? Unless maybe he's just worried that the opponent will KO the Mew and then do it.
Yeah, maybe something like Surge, Rock, Lieutenant Surge, and then Roxy for 2 Weezing twice to knock out the Mew, and then the Alolan Sandslash for everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, so Jordan catching on to this possibility at least, and disabling his opponent's GX attack. Calling a judge on a ruling is interesting. Okay. So it looks like this game they are having some sort of issue. Hopefully can get resolved soon, but I wouldn't know what exactly.
I mean, this is PTCGO, right? What sort of what would even what there even needs to be like a judge ruling called on unless it was some sort of technical issue.
Yeah, usually that's the case.
So, looking at the board state currently, Philip, who do you think is in the most favored position here?
Yeah, it's definitely looking fine for Jordan. He is disabled the GX attack, and he's ready to start attacking next turn. Of course, he only has 1 Malamar on board, so that's not super amazing for him, and there's also quite some damage on his Pokemon. But yeah, I don't really know what his opponent wants to do still. Like, he could go aggressive with Alolan Sandslash and try to take knockouts and put pressure on Jordan. It's probably his best bet, since his spreading is disabled because of the GX attack somewhat, because of the GX attack being disabled. And yeah, so just putting on pressure and hoping that Jordan can't keep up because he only has 1 single Malamar on board might be his best bet.
Yeah, it might just be. So I guess just while we wait for this judge ruling to be sorted out. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the standing so far. So I know that obviously there's a few players who are still in pretty good contention. I believe, if I recall correctly, Magnus is at 7-0 currently, isn't he?
Yeah, he's we've seen him on stream very briefly earlier on. He was playing the Pikachu Zekrom deck, the same that he used to make top 8 at Malmo Regionals recently. And yeah, he's bringing it again, and he's at 7-0 right now, so very impressive.
Yeah, very. And I think he's out of all of the stream players we picked to feature. I think he's doing, if I recall correctly, he's doing the best, isn't he?
Yes, for sure. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if there's more than one person even at 7-0. Todd was doing quite well in the beginning, being 5-0, but then he lost twice. Bird is currently at 6-1. Oh, Brandon Kammerman, I think, is also at least at 5-1. So quite a lot. Yeah, so quite a lot of them are doing
Yeah.
decently, but yeah, I don't think anyone is undefeated other than Magnus.
Makes sense. I know we've had a few casualties already that have decided to sort of drop out. I know, unfortunately, Stefan had an unfortunate run. He's no longer in contention. Sander as well. Who else? Yoshiyuki, who featured earlier, he's no longer going, and
Yeah,
I believe Owen.
I think Yoshiyuki's still playing, but he told us in advance that he has issues with his laptop, so he might not be able to stream all day for us. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so that might be the reason why he's not streaming for us anymore. Oven, I don't quite know. He's streaming again, so. Oh no, actually Oven, no, just Brennan is streaming. I don't know, maybe Oven has some issues with his channel.
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
Meanwhile, no, seemingly still no update from the control deck, as it were.
Yeah, Shintaro's. Oh yeah, Shintaro's was I think for free. So the mill players seem to not be doing too hot in this tournament. Yeah, if you guys have any preference on which of our featured players you would like to see next round, or which decks you would like to see, just write it in the chat so we can take note of this.
Yeah, absolutely, and then we'll look at who I was saying, and we'll take that into consideration when we're picking the next feature match.
Yep.
Looks like Jordan is starting to question the opponent about what's going on, because they've been away for a while. Yeah, one thing that's important to remember about this tournament is that it's the way the timings work. If a score isn't submitted before the timer runs out, then it is a double game loss. There are no ties in this form.
Yeah, like we will definitely keep an eye on this game, because if this comes down to a situation where they can't finish in time, this would definitely be the issue of Jordan's opponent, because he stopped the game without even stating what the issue is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely not gonna be a double tie.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't be fair on Jordan in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, there's not much to talk about here, I guess, because nothing is happening. I'm currently trying to check back with judges as well, and seeing with stream players. I have confirmation that we can't show Ovin on stream anymore because he has issues with his laptop and can't stream anymore. So yeah, we did have him on stream briefly.
Oh.
And yeah, it looks like the opponent is now continuing. However,
Okay, that's good.
The time is running lowish, but yeah, I'll try to contact the head judge to see what exactly happened.
Yeah, because it seemed a little bit odd, didn't it?
And yeah, they're continuing here, and yeah, the opponent's just continuing his Roxy strategy. However, just spreading for one Weezing's probably not what's gonna give him the win here.
No, probably not.
And yeah, he's going in with Alone and Sandslash
for 420. Now looks like he's just drawn. John's just drawn a Inkay for his turn, but his bench is a little bit full because he went all in on that that played to KO to Snom earlier. So kind of leaves him a little bit stuck now for bench space. It means he can make use of one psychic recharge per turn, which isn't ideal.
Yep. However, if like attacking with Giratina And if Giratina gets knocked out, that clears up some space, and then that plus Spelltech and Mew is already enough to take the knockout. So attacking next turn with Mew is definitely fine. Also, he can take the knockout on the Ditto with Spelltech and Mew together, so he's definitely in a decent position, and then he can charge up his, and then he can set up his second Malama. So
yeah, that's true.
basically,
And we see the
basically
opponent discard a giant bomb.
another very interesting tech. So very interesting deck here.
Definitely. So also, sorry, I interrupted you. You're going to say basically what?
And yep,
There's
now
Mew.
Mew going down won't do much, for it doesn't prevent anything that Jordan's deck's doing except Espur, but yeah, for now that probably won't be too big. But yeah, it's a spread option, so he can definitely use it to take a knockout on the Mew, for example. But his GX attack being disabled by Jordan, just a great play. That's making life so much harder for the spread deck.
Yeah, there's definitely some good foresight there on Jordan's part. Looks like Ace 8 suited has decided to bench another Snom, so obviously wants to get that Frostmoth online as soon as possible. Although if he really wanted to get the Frostmoth online, he could just use that Ditto Prism Star and use the adaptive evolution ability to evolve into that way. But no, just opts to pass quite sensibly. Obviously doesn't want to trigger the spell tag, so decided to avoid that. But it does mean that Jordan can just take the KO now.
Yep, and yeah, there's still path to victory for the spread deck, of course. Like the Latios can be knocked out relatively easy. The Jirachi and Mew are also running low on HP, and Giratina as well. So
the biggest thing for Ace 8 suited is just going to be to make sure he can deal with the Mew so that he can actually do the last finishing spread. You know, that Mew is like the one thing that's really a barrier to his victory right now.
yep.
It's like Jordan's doing some serious consideration as to where he wants to put this Psychic Genji, although probably the time's ticking, the clock's ticking, you know, so it's probably needs to try and make a decision sooner rather than later. Does again, he thinks about it. He's really not sure. I think he's not sure about whether he wants to attach it to the Giratina or the Latios, or whether he actually just wants to hold it. No, he does opt to put it on the Giratina, and now he'll obviously go for the Shadow Impact, and he'll be able to take 2 prizes off that. Now, he's going to get KO'd here by the Spiky Shield ability, but that won't trigger the spell tag. Will it? Or will it? I'm actually not sure how that works.
Alright, so I talked to the head judge, and the thing that the opponent is that he wanted to have a ruling on how Misty and Lorelei interacts with Latios GX. And this is not what the judges are supposed to do, so he basically wasted 5.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, because obviously this is PCG, this is PCGO, so you know there's no.
Yeah, so that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm talking to the judges to see how they resolve this in case of a tie. I assume that Jordan will win in case of a tie, because the opponent... he didn't know how this goes, so it's not like he had any bad intentions or anything, but yeah, judges are not here to answer ruling questions. Also, like in a real tournament, it's also doesn't work like this. Ruling questions are only answered once they happen. So you're not allowed to ask a question in advance how it will be resolved. You can do something, and then you can ask the judge if you resolved it correctly, and if it's not, it's going to be a penalty. So this is not how judges work. So he effectively wasted a lot of time for no reason.
It's not great.
But yeah, there's still some time on the clock, and I think it's a pretty interesting game. I mean, it was of course pretty weird that we had to pause the game, and the way this was, this resolved was also kind of weird. But I think it's interesting because Jordan was really fast in catching on to the threat of the Lowland Sandslash or possibly Waylord tag team GX attack. So disabling that with Latios was definitely a very smart choice. And then, however, the opponent was able to put on. However, his board got really awkward because of that. So the opponent was able to spread quite a bit with his Roxy.
Yeah, which is obviously not ideal. But now, so a Linus Fishing Rod goes in, shuffling in Wheezing and a Giant Bomb. Does Ace 8 suited have anything good to attack with here?
Yeah, he probably wants to take a knockout with a Mew on Jordan's Mew, because his game plan seems to be get rid of the Mew, and then he can use Misty Lorelei to use his GX attack, and then a GX attack with a low and Sandslash to take a knockout on the entire board. And yeah, there's still some time left on the round, so I think so. If oh, but he's spreading. Okay, that's interesting. He probably has a Roxy and 2 Wheezing in his hand then, because otherwise this Mew spread would be very weird.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's interesting, right? Because he could have just KO'd the Mew there, right? And then all his future spreading would have been made a lot easier. Maybe he doesn't have a spread option now that the GX attack is gone.
Yeah. I mean, he does play Misty Lorelei, and oh no, actually, wait. Actually, the interaction is pretty weird, because I think Misty Lorelei says you can use your GX attack if you have already used it.
Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing in
actually, there. Yeah, no, actually, you should be able to use Misty Lorelei in that situation. So yeah, there's not really any win option for him left.
Yeah, there's nothing in the wording of Misty and Lorelei that implies that it could get around, something like.
True. I was like, you may use your GX attack again, but yeah, that's not the way it works. It just says that you may use it if you have already used it. Yeah, so time's really running really low. Our time, again, I've explained this earlier, but we don't have the exact round timer, because every game has its own timer, which starts once both players have checked in on Smash GG. Afterwards, they have 27 minutes. So I'm just trying to, once we get into the game, set the timer to 25 minutes to have a rough idea of how much time there's left. And if it comes to it, and then the players are responsible of keeping an eye on that themselves. Yeah, so it looks like they will just continue playing until then.
Like I say, have they been given a time extension of some sort or not?
We can't give time extensions, but it's unfortunate that that Jordan's opponent didn't know how this is supposed to work, but technically he just wasted 5 minutes for no reason, so Jordan will just be awarded the win for that.
Right, that makes sense.
Case. But like if they manage to finish the game in time and report otherwise, then they can just report it as usual. But if it comes to a timeout, which it very much looks like, then the moderators judges will just award Jordan the win.
That makes sense.
And thanks a lot for stream. A lot of nice words for us. We're doing our best. Of course, we're running into lots of issues. It's not easy, but I hope you guys enjoy our stream anyways and have fun if you're playing in the tournament. We will be doing our best to improve as well in the future. But for now we have this qualifier and we still have plenty of rounds left. We will probably be showing Magnus soon because he's been 7-0 doing really amazing with his Pikachu Zekrom deck.
Yep. Has anyone donated 5,000 bits, by the way?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe people
disappointing.
don't want to hear you sing, Freya. I'm sorry.
Oh, what? I'm heartbroken. So you'll want to hear Nico sing, but not me. Right, so yeah, there goes another Psy Power from Jordan. So give me one more prize there, and also put the extra 20 on a Frostmoth. There's one prize card left to win the game. Can he just like take the knockout here to win? What would he even need? I mean, Ace 8 suited is almost out of cards, so there's only 3 cards left in deck for him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's almost out of cards. He doesn't have a way to win the game, and Jordan can just snipe off Frostmoth for a game. So everything's looking good for Jordan. Looks very much like he is winning this.
yeah. Well, I mean, the snipe would take a while, to be fair. Like, you have to do Psy Power quite a few times. There's no other snipers on the bench. That's a Lieutenant Surge's strategy. Oh, interesting. But then, Roxy. Does Ace 8 suited have any way to put cards back in deck?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I guess the Mew gets KO'd with that, so that's something. So now Jordan has to decide what to put active.
Yeah, and he basically just has to pass here and will get the win because of deck out, but he can also go for style points and win normally by taking a knockout. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have any way to take a knockout.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so Misty Lorelei. Does this actually work? I'm fairly sure this doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it shouldn't. Wait.
No. No, it
yeah,
doesn't
okay,
work.
it doesn't.
So yeah, Frost Breath will not do it. So looks like Jordan will take the game there. And yeah, move on to another win. So yeah, very interesting matchup. Not really a deck I would have expected at all. You know, it's a very interesting take, I guess, on the Frostmoth concept. And yeah, so again, we're gonna soon move on to the next round, I believe. Yeah, because obviously the round went on so long, we are going to take a quick break before we go on to the next round. But don't go anywhere, guys. We have still got plenty more Pokemon action to come today.
Yep, we will check. Maybe we can show a game of another pool, but first we will go to a quick break.